Hello, I welcome you back in this video course, and I am so happy to see that you are watching one video after the other and you are learning, you are moving through this course, getting great insights about your human mind, right? So in today's topic, we are going to learn that what exactly is the NLP communication model. According to me, it is the most powerful model that explains in detail that how exactly our human mind works, and this is what you are going to learn in this particular topic, right? So we will learn everything in quite detail. Probably this video is going to be the longest video of this course, but it is worth watching. So mark my words that once you go through this video and you learn all those concepts, you will find an immediate shift inside your thought process, in your mindset. You will learn lot many things that most people will never know. They don't understand those concepts, right? So let's get started. In our life, we are always experiencing events. That means every time in our life, some event is going on. Right now, when you are watching this video, this is also an event. You went to some birthday party, that was also an event. You went to a marriage, that was also an event. You went to some funeral, it was also an event, right? So every time events are going on. So how exactly our mind creates perception? To understand this, we need to understand that we have five senses that gather information about whatever is going on in our surrounding, and this information is being provided to our brain, right? So as I told you that every time events are going on, right? Every time some event is going on in our life. So let's represent event with the letter E. And we have five senses. You already know that. We have visual sense, right? You can recognize my face or I can recognize your face with the help of our visual sense, what I see or what you see. Then there is audio sense. Audio sense means you are listening to my voice, and that's why you are able to understand, you are able to make out that what exactly I am trying to say. This is due to our audio sense. Now, then there is the sense of feeling. In NLP, we call it kinesthetic. Suppose if I want to understand that whether this paper is soft or it is smooth or it is rough, I will need to touch it, right? There is no other way so that I can perceive that what exactly is the texture of this paper. Or if I want to check that what exactly is the temperature, is it cool, is it warm, is it hot, so I will need to touch it. So kinesthetic sense or feeling sense gives us the information all about all those things which are related to our feeling: pressure, temperature, texture, everything we read through our feelings. And you know, there is one surprising fact. The biggest sense organ is not eye, it is your skin, because it is scattered, it is spread all over your body. It is the biggest sense organ, and that's why we feel a lot many things. There are a lot many things that we read through our feelings. Then comes gustatory, which is also called taste. When you take a sip of coffee, you are able to identify, you are able to judge that whether it is sweet or it is there is no sweetener added to the coffee, because you can taste it, right? In the same way, the smell sense work. It is called olfactory or smell sense in layman language. It helps us understand that what kind of fragrance or smell is around us. Suppose if someone passes by you and the person is wearing a wonderful perfume, you will be able to notice it, right? If there is some foul smell, you will also be able to notice it because your smell sense is working. So all these five senses work simultaneously all together, and they provide our brain with lots and lots of information. According to the brain scientists, they say that you will be surprised to know that every second our five senses record enormous data. Enormous data is recorded by our five senses, and this data is provided to our brain. Can you guess that what exactly is the size of that data? According to some scientists, it is 4 billion bits of information per second. According to some others, it is 40 billion bits of information per second, and a few scientists say that it is actually 400 billion bits of information per second. So it is very tough to calculate or judge that what exactly is the exact amount of data that is being received by our five senses. But this data shows, this research shows us that it is enormous data. That means every second our brain is getting flooded with enormous data, enormous information, right? So remember this concept, because gradually, once I will move ahead in this video, I will reveal you some great secrets, right? Some certain things that will change, that will transform your thought process. So at this level, you are now understanding that our five senses receive lot more information that we actually think we receive. Right now, when you are looking on the screen, that means you are looking at my video, still your eyes are noticing the things which are at the edges. That means you have peripheral view. Right now you are focusing on this screen, still your eyes can notice that what exactly is going on at this end or this end, right? Because we have a vision which is widen more than our imagination, our perception. In the same way, your ears are listening more audios than we are receiving or perceiving right now. If I become silent for 3 seconds, just 3 seconds, you try to notice and you will observe that there are a lot many sounds about which you were not aware. Let's try it right now, right? So I will become quiet and you try to listen that what are the other sounds that are going on at this moment. Yes. So could you notice that there were other sounds also about which you were not aware? Because all these sounds were also getting recorded. That means your ears were receiving that information. The only thing was your brain was not registering that information, but that information was being received by your ears. In the same way, right now, maybe you are not aware that what exactly are you feeling, but right now your skin is registering or acquiring all those informations about temperature, pressure, texture, because every portion of your skin which is being touched by some fabric or air, it is reading some information, right? If something pinches you right now, your focus will go there. If something is not pinching, still the information is there, right? In the same way, you can understand the smell and the taste sense is also working. There are a lot many fragrances, there are a lot many smells that are right now present around you. You are not just aware of it because you are not noticing. Still your smell sense is working. In the same way, your taste sense is working. You are tasting your own saliva. So there are certain things that you can taste. And when I am taking these names, I know that your awareness would be going there and you would be receiving, you would be getting aware of the information that were already there, but you were not registering it, right? So here, by this time, with this all details, I think you now understand that your five senses receive tremendous information at every point of time. Lot much of information is getting received by your five senses. It is getting captured and it is providing the information to your brain. Now let's understand that what actually happens. Is the external event represented in the same way inside our mind, or is there certain process that actually changes or filters that information? Because right now you are looking at me through this screen, through this video, but still you remember a birthday party where you went, right? Still you remember the function where you thoroughly enjoyed, maybe you danced, you sang, or whatever you did. So right now, when you are looking at me, still you have the representation. That means those particular external events that took place some time back in your life, still you have those files in the form of memories inside your brain, right? But now, if you explore your memories, Can you find every detail, all the details that actually your senses were receiving at that particular point of time? The answer is no, because your brain filtered lot many things. Your brain actually filtered that information. So now let's understand this in detail. Now, let's assume that this is a man or this is us, right? Now, this person has visual sense, this person has audio sense, this person has, suppose, kinesthetic sense, right? The hand is representing the kinesthetic sense. So, whenever some event is going on, the event is here in the external world, but this information is received by our senses and they create a representation inside our mind. Now here I am using brain and mind interchangeably because you understand that brain is the place, is the hardware where the neurons are taking some structure, some form, or neural pathways are getting created, and all these processes are being done by the software, that means the mind. So here I am using the term interchangeably, but you now know. So the external event gets registered inside our mind and becomes an internal event. But now you know that our senses receive a lot much information that what actually we register. You are listening to this video, right, since around 12-13 minutes, and if I ask you that whether I am wearing any ring or is there a pen in my pocket, again you will need to see, because you were looking at the screen, you were observing me, still your eyes have seen everything, but still that information is not registered inside your mind, right? So what you need to understand is that the information that our five senses receive, they get filtered. So in NLP, we call it filter. Our mind filters the information. So these filters there are basically three filters that work. Deletion. That means our mind deletes lot many things. They do not register the things the way they are. They leave out, or they register the things in a way so that lot much information is left out. So this is deletion. Then there is distortion. Distortion means twisting of information or representing information in some other way, the way it actually did not exist. I will explain it in detail so you will understand. And then generalization. Generalization means our mind generalizes events. Once we have one kind of experience, then second kind of experience, so our mind perceive things in a way that since we have one similar experience, second similar experience, so all the experiences will be similar in that context, right? I will give you examples and you will understand. First, understand the names. Deletion, distortion, and generalization. These are the three filters that work, and these filters work on the basis of a few things which we need to understand. And what are those things? Let me explain you. They are, these filters work on the basis of beliefs, values, past experiences, memories. Memories can also be called as past experiences. Beliefs, values, past experiences, memories, focus, decision, information, physiological state, meta programs. Right? So beliefs, values, past experiences, memories, focus, decision, information, physiological state, meta programs, and a few more things. According to me, all these things, that means all these things combine to create your mindset. So, according to me, all these things or the set of these components create one thing which is called your mindset. This is your mindset. Because you would have already heard this many times that you need to change your mindset. But what exactly is mindset, people don't understand. So according to me, according to my experience of last 12 years, what I have found is all these things combine to create your mindset. Maybe the last point, meta program, was not visible. So I am lifting this paper so that you can see that this is meta program, right? Now, so our brain deletes, distorts and generalizes. Now let's understand these filters. Suppose you are going on a road, you are driving a car. At that time, lot many cars are on the road, right? You see all those cars, but do you remember them? Even if you see the numbers of those cars, do you remember that number plate or that number? No. You pass by a lot many locations. Do you remember everything? The answer is no. That means lot many things are going on, but we do not register that information. Your eyes have seen all those things in detail, but still those things are not registered inside your mind. That means even though the eyes have seen those things, the information was gathered and it was provided to your brain, still all that information is not represented or registered inside the brain, because our brain is deleting a lot many things, right? So, and this works simultaneously. The information is getting received, and at the same time of getting registered inside your brain, the information is getting deleted also. That means lot many things are left out. You were looking at me, but the information that whether I have some rings or not, I have a pen in my pocket or not, all those things were irrelevant to you. That's why your mind left out all those things and registered only a few things, right? So this is deletion. Now let's understand deletion in real life. Suppose you have belief. I will touch these topics, and this is, as I told you, that this is our fundamental course. This is NLP Foundation course, where you are learning the foundation concepts of NLP. And I would really encourage you that you get enrolled inside the main program of NLP, online NLP course, where you learn the things in great detail. There will be lot many things that you will be learning in detail, provided you are interested in upgrading yourself. You are interested in actually understanding that how exactly this human mind works and how you can become the master of this mind. So here I will be giving you few examples, certain references with which you will get the clarity of these concepts. And I will encourage you that you enroll in that program so that you learn the things in detail, right? So now, beliefs. Suppose you have belief about some person, that this person has some negative intentions for me, or this person is a bad person, this person is not a good person. So in that situation, what will happen? Whatever that person will be doing, will be functioning in his life, his or her life, your mind will delete all those things which are positive, and it will only register all those things which are negative to you, right? Because your mind has this filter of deletion, so it will delete the things based on your beliefs. So your beliefs play a major role. If you believe that there are no opportunities for me in this world, then your mind will delete all the opportunities that actually exist in the external world, but they will not appear in front of you, because your mind is working based on your beliefs, right? So this is one example of deletion. That means one filter deletion, how this works. And I have taken example of belief. In the same way, values, past experiences, all these things also work, right? Focus. Let's get some experience of focus also. Let's try this out. Just look around in your room, just look at all the things in your room and just try to identify or gather the information that where do you see black color. Just look around. I am counting till 5 and you need to notice where is the black color. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Great, wonderful. Could you notice black color? Yes, you were able to notice black color. What are the things that were black in color? But if I ask you that where did you see green color or red color? So now you will again need to explore the things, explore your room, and you will need to see that where exactly is the green color. Why this is happening? Because your focus was on black color, so every information that your visual sense picked up, your brain registered only the information of the things which were black in color and it deleted all other information, right? I hope you are getting excited also like me that what a powerful concept this is. Suppose in life you have a focus that always bad things happen to me. What will happen? There will be a lot of good things also which will be happening in your life, but your brain will not register it because due to deletion filter, everything that is good which is happening to you will be deleted, right? And whatever is bad, only that will get registered inside your brain. So this is first filter, deletion. I hope you got good clarity about deletion. Now let's understand what is distortion. What exactly distortion means. Initially when I was learning the science NLP, I actually got confused with this word distortion because this was the word that I heard for the first time when I was learning NLP. I was not familiar with the word distortion. And the training in which I was there, I was present in the training, and the trainer said that distortion means twisting of information, and this information got twisted inside my mind because I was not able to understand that what exactly twisting of information means. But I will share you some examples with which you will be easily able to understand that what exactly is distortion. Distortion means changing something from one form into another. Or in NLP, we say events have no meaning, but we give meaning to the event. Events have no meaning at all, but we assign meaning to the events. We give meaning to the event. Suppose you call someone, you call a person, and the person does not pick up your call. So this is just an event. Event was you called a person, the person did not pick up the call. This was event. But you sometimes create some perception that the person is ignoring me. In some cases, it might be the reality also. But what is happening is you are having this perception or you are giving this meaning to this particular event that the person is ignoring me. Actually, event was you called and the person did not pick up your call. But you gave it a meaning that the person is ignoring me. This is distortion. That means giving some meaning to something. That means giving some meaning to an event. This is distortion. Suppose I ask you that which is this alphabet and you say A. This is also distortion because still I did not complete this alphabet so that it becomes A. But you have your experience that something that looks like this is A. Even though I didn't complete it, but your mind gave it a meaning that this is alphabet A, right? So distortion means giving meaning to something or representing something so that our mind can understand it in a better way. Suppose if I just take one name, I say Bill Gates. Now go inside your mind and see, check whether you have this sound Bill Gates or you have in your mind, in your imagination, the picture of Bill Gates. Most probably, if you already know who is Bill Gates and if you have seen his picture, I do not know whether you like him or dislike him, right? And that is not of my concern. But what I am saying is, if you know that person, so once I say Bill Gates, your mind actually represent it in the form of some picture, because it has now given some meaning to the world. This is distortion. So what actually is distortion? Distortion is giving meaning to some event, or giving some kind of, creating some kind of changes in some information, so that you can understand the information in a better way, or you can create your perception. This is distortion, right? Suppose, now let me take example of past experiences. You have called a person and the person has not picked up your call, and this similar event has happened maybe twice or thrice earlier also. Now you have past experiences that this person has not picked up my call in the past also, so that means the person is ignoring me. Now this distortion is again based on your past experiences. So as soon as the bell is ringing, maybe once, twice, thrice it has rang, and you will start to have the feeling that again the person is ignoring me, because your mind is now doing distortion based on your past experiences or memories, right? So this is distortion. I hope you got this clarity. Now let's understand that what exactly is generalization. Generalization means expanding of some perception. That means, suppose you have one experience and then you again had a similar experience. After some experiences get repeated, maybe once, twice, thrice, you create a perception that in similar context, in similar situation, same thing is going to happen, or similar thing is going to happen. Suppose you are looking for the keys of your car, right? You kept it somewhere in some drawer of your cupboard. You opened one drawer and the key is not there. You opened the second drawer, the key is not there. You opened the third drawer, the key is not there. And now you say that key is not in any drawer. Have you actually explored all the drawers? The answer is no, right? Still, since you have similar experiences 3 times in a row, your mind will create this perception. It will generalize that the key is not in any drawer. In the same way, suppose you call someone, you talk to someone, and the person responds to you with a rude tone of voice. After 6 months, you again call that person, and at that time also the person responds in a rude way. Then you can generalize and create a perception that he or she is a rude person. But the reality can be that due to coincidence, 6 months back, the day you called that person, the person was in a bad mood, bad state due to some situation, and unfortunately after such a long time, again he was in a bad mood or bad phase, and that's why the person responded in a rude way. But might be the person is a very soft spoken person, he or she is not rude all the time, but our mind generalizes. Let's take a funny example. Suppose you go to a city, right? And uh, you land there, you go in the city, you are going downtown, and soon you realize that I feel that my wallet is not there. You put your hand on your pocket and you find that the wallet is stolen. Someone has done pickpocket, and now your wallet is not there. Now, again, after a long time, maybe suppose after an year, you go to the same city and the same event happens with you again, right? You are in the downtown and you place your hand on your pocket and the wallet is not there. Now what will happen? You will have a perception probably that this city is full or filled with pickpockets, right? Or this city is a city of thieves. But the reality can be that there is only one person who has stolen wallet of someone else only twice in his life, and unfortunately the person was you. Still, there is a huge possibility that you will create this perception that this city is filled with thieves or pickpockets, right? So this is due to the generalization. And It is not always negative. Generalizations can be in your favor, or they can actually make your life worse based on what kind of mindset you have. Suppose you have this belief, you every morning when you open your eyes, you do the gratitude exercise, you actually focus on the things that what are the things that are happening in my life for which I am grateful. And now you have actually create the perception of gratitude, that there are so many things in my life for which I am so thankful, that then there is a very huge possibility that you will create similar experiences in your life where you will become more grateful, because your mind will generalize and it will say, since this is going all good in my life, that means more good things are to come in my life, that means more good is going to happen with me, right? So this is generalization. I hope by now you have the clarity of what is deletion, what is distortion, what is generalization. And as I have told you that there are these particular components which determine that what kind of deletion, distortion or generalization will take place in your life, and they are beliefs. Beliefs means feeling of absolute certainty that what something means to you. So what do you believe, they impact your filters, right? If you have belief on God, you will have a different kind of filtration of the events which are going on in your life. If you do not believe that, you will have a different kind of filtering. In the same way, values means what is important to you. Suppose health is important to you, then you will be automatically drawn to the things which help you have a better health, right? Past experiences. Based on your past experiences, your new reality will get created. That means whatever events are going on in your life, you will filter those particular informations with the reference of past experiences, because your mind has a tendency to generalize. It has a tendency to create representation of new events similar to the old events, right? So this is past experiences or memories, how they work. Then focus, I already told you that wherever your focus is, your mind will pick that information and maybe it will leave all other information. Or if you have a focus that let me identify that where this person is doing wrong to me, your focus will create similar kind of experiences for you, because your mind will delete, distort, generalize and create the reality or perception in the favor of your focus. If you have this belief that person is negative, if you have focus to find out the person's mistake, that is the only information that is going to get registered inside your mind. All other things will be left out. Now, decisions, whatever decisions you take, once you decide something, your mind filters the information that your senses are receiving in the same way. Suppose you have a decision that I need to buy a new blazer for myself, and you are going in some store, a big store. There would be lot many clothes, but your eyes will get attached, or your eyes will get stick to only the component where the blazers are kept, right? Everything else will be meaningless to you. Now, information. Suppose same situation, same financial challenge is happening, is taking place, but the perception of husband and wife can be different based on the information they have about the finances. That means what financial backup we have. If the husband and wife, they both have different knowledge or different information about the same, they will behave in a totally different way. They will have different perceptions. One can take the situation lightly and one can take the situation like it is a disaster, right? Or it is a threat to our existence. Physiological state. This is very, very important. Suppose you were waiting for some party, some celebration, and at the day of celebration you are having headache. So will that particular environment help you enjoy? Will that loud music or people dancing and enjoying, will that make you happy? The answer might be no, because if you are having headache, the same music about which you were thinking that I will go to that party, I will enjoy, the same music can increase your headache, right? So your physiological state, that means the state of your body, your health, your wellness, this also creates a great impact on your filters, and that's how you perceive the events which are going on, and you create your perception based on these filters. So physiological state also plays a major role. Then comes the meta program. Meta means hidden. So meta programs are some hidden programs that function, that actually impact your deletion, distortion, and generalization. And this topic we'll learn in detail inside the online NLP course. I will give you a small glimpse of what exactly are meta programs. There are many meta programs. One meta program is motivation direction. A few people have motivation direction to avoid pain, and few people have motivation direction to gain pleasure. So suppose in some event or in some communication, if some information is being provided to you, and the information is provided in a way that it is talking about how some pains can be avoided if you do this activity, and you are a pain driven person, you will get motivated. But if you are a pleasure driven person, you will not get motivated. On the contrary, if you are a pleasure driven person, right, and some information is being shared in a way that if you do this, if you work on this particular project, this is the incentive, or this is the reward that you are going to get, then you will feel motivated because you are a pleasure driven person. Your motivation direction is pleasure. So there are many other meta programs. There is sorting by self, sorting by others, right? I already told you motivation direction, frame of reference, working style, information processing size. There are many things, but those all topics you will be learning in detail when you will be signing for the online NLP course. Topic by topic you will learn all these things in detail, right? So I hope by this time you have this understanding that how exactly our mind creates perception. That means the external event, whatever is going on in your external world, it gets registered inside your internal world, but this information gets deleted, distorted, and generalized based on your mindset, right? In the favor of your mindset, this information gets deleted, distorted, generalized, and it gets registered inside your mind. Now, this is the time to know about another fact which the scientists have shared, and that is our five senses receive enormous information. According to few scientists, I already told you 4 billion or 40 billion or 400 billion bits of information per second. But do you know that how much information is getting registered at every moment, at every second? According to those scientists, it is hardly 2000 bits per second. That means only 2000 bits per second gets registered, and all that information is left out. 400, let's assume that it is 400 billion bits of information. So in the external world, from the external world, our five senses are collecting 400 billion bits of information, but inside our mind only 2000 bits are getting registered. Now there is a question that why exactly this is happening? Is this good or is this bad? Actually, the way we got designed in the process of evolution, or the way nature or God or whatever name you want to give it, it has designed us, it is always in our favor, right? So suppose when there is enormous data, why our brain is registering only very small chunk of that data? Why not the entire data? There are two reasons. First, if we actually register all that data, we will go crazy, because we do not have that much storage capacity that we can store that much information every second, right? So it is in our favor. Second, the filtration process actually filters the data and registers only the summary, so that we can understand that what exactly is going on in our life, and we can function in some way, we can function in some particular way. So this is how our brain actually filters, and this is why it filters, because it wants to help us create some perception which is meaningful to us, and we can actually function. If every time you look at this and every time you will need to understand or recall that okay, this means this is A, then how difficult it will become for you to read even one language or one word, right? So these two things are in our favor. They are actually working in our favor so that we do not register enormous information, we stay stable, we don't go crazy. Second, so that we can have some sense or we can create some meaning of the things that are going on in our life, right? So that's why our brain is deleting, distorting, and generalizing. I hope you got the clarity of these concepts in detail, right? So now this was the first part where we have reached to some conclusion, and I want you to understand this conclusion, right? This conclusion is, suppose there are two pictures, right? Suppose there are two pictures, or I can say that there is a copy of same picture, right? This is picture and this is also the same picture or the copy of this picture. Suppose you have some lines over here, and now since this is the copy of the same picture, you have same lines over here. Now if you delete a few things, suppose if you delete some portion of these lines, the black is representing deletion, right? And you distort a few things. These were few lines, but now you have twisted them. And generalization, since there were lines which were like numeric 2, you have actually painted a few more lines, right, in the similar way. Now tell me, are these pictures same now? What will be your answer? Obviously the answer is no, because now this picture after deletion, distortion and generalization has become altogether a different picture. So if this was picture 1, so this became picture 2. And you know that picture 1 is not equal to picture 2. In the same way, in the external world, some event is going on. We can call it event 1. And this event 1 is getting registered inside the mind, but it is getting deleted, distorted and generalized. So will it be the same event or it will become different? Obviously it will become different, and we can get to the conclusion that event 1 is not equal to event 2. This is such a great learning. Just try to understand it. That what we think to be reality is actually not reality. What we think to be reality is just our perception. Because reality is what is going on in the external world, and that is also limited to our senses. Because we have 5 senses, so we have different informations that we receive from the reality, whatever is going on. If we would have got 4 senses in place of 5 senses, our perception would be different. A snake cannot listen, so for a particular snake the reality is different. For us, reality is different. Suppose there is a person who cannot see, the reality will be different for that person. So our reality is limited to our perceptions also. In the external world, whatever is going on, through 5 senses you are receiving the information, you are getting filtered. That means the information is getting filtered and then it is getting registered inside your mind, right? So reality and perception are different. So we think that whatever is going on in our life is reality. Actually it is not reality. Reality can be way beyond what we have perceived, because whatever we feel to be reality is not reality. It is just our perception. It is event 2, it is not event 1. And event 2 is something which we have created after deletion, distortion and generalization. That's why most of the times I say we do not live in the real world, we live in the world of our perceptions. Right? We do not live in the real world, we live in the world of our perceptions. So, once you change your perception, your life can be changed, your world can be changed, because you are actually not living in the real world, you are living in the world of your perceptions. So, why not we change our perceptions in a way that we feel that we are having a great life, we lead a great life, we have a happy life, and that is practically possible, right? So NLP communication model is a big topic. Was the first part where I have shared that how from external world the internal world gets created, and how internal world is different from the external world, how our perception is different from reality, right? In the next video I will take you forward from this particular point, and we will learn that whatever we are perceiving, how it creates our state, then how our state produces behavior, and behavior produces result. We will get lot many other understandings, lot many other insights from that model. So I will see you in the next video. Live the life that you deserve.